As we wait for sports to return, whenever they do, we know one voice will broadcast Badgers football and basketball, Matt Lepay. George Belickji joins us as Matt Lepay puts his voice to a much different use.
That's right, John. Now we know Matt Lepay has called it all for Wisconsin, and that led to him becoming a part of the very fabric of game day in Madison. But after a personal loss, he's now using that voice for so much more.
Four-man Oregon rush. Jack throws over the middle. End zone. Caught by Cephas.
From Rose Bowls.
Touchdown, Wisconsin.
To Final Fours.
And the Wisconsin Badgers have made it to Monday night.
You know the voice.
They'll play for all of it. Rebound back tap. Kauscher, Davison.
Matt Lepay has called some of Wisconsin's most iconic games.
Left corner three. Got it. Brevin Pritzel gives Wisconsin the lead.
For the longtime voice of the Badgers, there's a call of a different type he'll never forget.
When I got the call that she had passed, I was with the Brewers on a trip to New York. I'm sitting in my booth at Yankee Stadium. I wasn't shocked by the news, but it still hit like a ton of bricks.
After a 5-year battle with Alzheimer's, Matt's mother, Lee Lepay, passed away in July of 2017.
By the summer of 2012, we learned my mom had Alzheimer's disease. While her family was in denial, it was as though Mom knew what was happening. At one point, she even asked me, "Do you think I'll get better?" The question was heartbreaking.
Now Matt is using his voice to promote UW Health's research toward a solution for the disease.
When we knew what was happening with my mom, we didn't have to go very far to find other people who were going through the same thing. So if there's anything that we can do in our little corner of the world that can raise awareness and maybe have people contribute whatever is comfortable, anything that it can accelerate the doctors and researchers finding a cure or at least finding a way to slow the progress.
Alzheimer's disease takes an enormous toll on a family, but thanks to work being done at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, there is reason for hope.
I was very impressed with how honest and upfront he was about that experience, about the things that he witnessed, and then grateful that he was willing to say those things and then end with this important message of, this is our initiative, this is why we need people to get involved, and this is what we're doing.
Dr. Nathaniel Chin is a UW Health memory care physician.
It's going to increase in 3, 2, 1.
Leading the Alzheimer's Disease Research Center.
Are you ready to start that first 2-minute stage?
It's one of 30 Alzheimer's disease research centers in the U.S.
72-year-old woman with a diagnosis of dementia.
Dr. Chin has been practicing medicine for 14 years. However, his drive to find a cure isn't just professional, it's personal.
As someone who's experienced the disease himself, watching my dad go through it, it is a very personal and emotional journey.
A native of Watertown and graduate from UW's med school, Nathaniel came home after completing his residency in San Diego when his father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Mo Chin passed away in 2018.
I feel that my experience should be shared in the clinic, so my patients often know that I'm a son of someone who had Alzheimer's disease dementia, that I've walked part of the walk that they will go through, and that they can ask me those questions.
She liked to garden, she had flowers.
As someone who walked the same walk, Matt Lepay now uses one last lesson he received from his mother.
The last real conversation we had, we're sitting in her room at the nursing home watching whatever was on television. And at one point, she just reached her hand out, grabbed my hand, and said, "You know, honey, all we can do is the best we can."
Oturu in the lane, goes up, knocked away, and Pritzel gathers. Nate Reavers, a grown man inside.
Buzzer beaters are great. Last-second touchdowns, walk-off home runs. This would top all of that. And I'll say when, not if. When they can come up with an answer, that will be the greatest victory of all.
And UW's Alzheimer's Research Center stands out as the research is driven towards care for the elderly, both in treatment and prevention, like in their exercise physiology lab. That's where researchers study how lifestyle choices like exercise may slow down the progress of Alzheimer's. You can find more information at memoriesmatteruw.org. Now, Matt is humble in his role with UW, John, but as Dr. Chin has put it, he's a powerful ally, and it's very powerful what they're accomplishing here in Madison.
It is, and the more people hear about it, the more they learn about the great work being done here. It just brings awareness, and for anybody going through it, to know someone else has been through it, they can relate to it. So a very important story, and we thank them both. Thank you, Matt and Dr. Chin, for sharing that, and you, George. Thanks.
Thank you, John.